Lads, bit of a journey on today. Strokestown, County Roscommon, Pat Brogan. Pat Brogan, I suppose, to me, has been known for years and years and years. Landini Tractors. I called in here a couple of weeks ago and I asked Pat, could I make a video? I was under pressure that day. I didn't realise the amount of tractors they have. Mother of God, there's a serious amount of tractors. I would actually imagine we're going to make 2 videos, but there's no point making a 40-minute video. Probably make 2 20-minute videos here. But they're main Landini dealers. They have Fleming. They have, I see Malone stuff here. There's everything. Lads, this is handsome. This is handsome stuff altogether. And they have 2 or 3 lorries in the road. They are singling stuff all over Ireland every day. They're buying off with dealers in England. They're well-established Landinis. They have the new Landinis. They have everything. They have a handsome 10,000 Landini down the yard. They have masses. They have everything. Let's turn the camera and give you a look at what they have, and hopefully there's something for you. Alright guys, here we go. Look at that, lads. It goes way down. It is lashing rain. We're here in Strokestown. I'm driving a bus. We're over Strokestown House, which is our family house over the road. But yeah, let's do this. Power module 115, lads, they're all here. Look at all this. Like, I love the new Landini colour, and the new Landini colour then comes with the new. They're all leaving the factory now with new black wheels. The silver wheels are gone. You can't get the silver wheels no more. This is the new colour. They're coming metallic blue. Look at this, lads. A 5100, 5120. All loader out the gap. Of course, Landini are possibly, I would say Landini, I looked them up there one night and I was looking at them, and they're probably one of the only tractors in the world, outside of course Belarus, which I have a thing for. They're one of the only tractors in the world that are completely built more or less in-house. Everything you see on a Landini is actually Italian. It's all Italian built. I'm going to tie my jacket here now so the cameras are going to go arseways for a second. Hang on a minute. Jacket zipped up. Everything you can see Landini is all in-house, as in it's built in their factories in Italy. They're, of course, every other tractor brand, they're all over the world. A Power Farm 95. Oh, I remember I drove a Landini 10,000, and I think the new, open the correction, I think the new Landinis have an Iveco engine. More Landinis. Lads, I love the new Landini. I love the black wheels. 5120. How are you? Solace. There's a world of garden tractors here. More Landini. I love the new lights. See the lights? I think that's savage. 6135. And of course Landini do up until, I think they do up and around the 400 horsepower range. Thereabouts. There's a Landini 5120, 390s, and I'm gonna probably get crucified for this, but I have great faith in 390s. They're probably overrated and everything else, but they're a great tractor. They're a mighty seller. Valtra, Massey, what are you? You are a 5455, 7618. More Landinis, a 5110H Zetter. Of course, we had a big birthday party a couple of weeks ago for Zetter tractors in the Kingdom County Fair. We're thinking about doing it next year again, so anyone open to ideas and maybe tractors that would have big birthday parties in the next 12 months. Sammy Silver 130. Sammy, of course, another Italian company. Massey Ferguson, I presume it's a 390 2-wheel drive with the old style cab. Great tractor, absolutely great tractor. New Holland T5040, again lovely tractor, again absolutely a handsome tractor altogether. Valtra T130 silver, nice silver tractor actually. Paint's gone off the mud guards, but I wouldn't be too worried about that. Another 390 with a loader, again the older type cab again, 4-wheel drive. Great tractor, absolutely fantastic tractor. 7740 SL. Now open the correction on this. I think the SL and the SLE. I think the SL, yeah, she's only 2 gear sticks. The SLE has 3 gear sticks, and she also has the white roof, which I don't know, but fellas tell me they go for the white roof. Now the Landini, lads, these of course Brogans Pat Brogan here in Strokestown in Roscommon is the biggest Landini dealer in the west of Ireland. They're the main Landini dealer for this part of the country. They're Landini dealers with over 30 years, they tell me. Landpower 135 TS. Oh lads, what's that? I can't see the badge on that, I can't see the number. Lovely Rossmore loader again, good tyres all round. That's a nice tractor again. Oh, she is a 5115. Another Massey. What are you? You're a 5455 again with a Massey Ferguson loader. Case International JX90. Again, Case, big massive company, serious operations here. And when you see tractors like this traded in to big major Landini garages, I'm often thinking, he trade that in, but she's fairly fresh and buy a Landini. What's she? A Vision 105 Landini, a class German. With every European country hereby, with every European country represented. As we're up in 6 minutes, and I swear we haven't a third of the yard done. Nice Terex dumper there, a lot of stuff in it. Presume it is for sale. Landini Legend. I drove a Landini Legend 130 for a couple of years below at Thomas Mining at Silage, and what a tractor. There was some traction in it. There was another one then, it came out, Welsh's in Castle Island had them, and it came out as a kind of a demo model. We got it, bonnet panels off that one, that's fine. It came out as a demo model, and it was it a Delta or Dedra 6? Oh my god, what a machine to pull. It was more or less automatic. I've seen a few of them since, but this is going back in 01, and like, they were so far ahead of their time. They really were ahead of their time. Farm Power 90. What's that? Another 390. That's the third 390. 1996 390. What are we? A New Holland TD 100. Good tyres again all round, because she's a bit of a flat in the back, but that's nothing major. And we have an 8360. Lads, fellas go mad for these. Fellas go absolutely mad for them. They love them. They absolutely love them. Another Landini 5110 H. That's a beautiful tractor. And like I said, they all know, all the newer type ones have an Iveco engine. Of course, I think all the Masseys and all of them have an Iveco engine as well. So there's something here. There's absolutely something here for everyone. I guarantee you, from the dearest tractor from 60, 70, 80, 90, 100,000 down to a couple of €1,000 tractor down the yard. McCormick CX95, Case JX85. Of course, McCormick are 185 years next year, so that might be an option for a birthday party. JX85, back up to our Landini again. Of course, we have a heap of stuff along the front of the yard here. We'll give a quick walk along the front. We have Abbey's Brothers, Abbey Tipperary Company, Hey Bob's, everything, Solace Tractors, Fleming Rollers. Fleming, actually one of the oldest manufacturing companies in Ireland. They started out in Donegal, I think, open the correction, they're after moving to Derry now, Kubota. They have everything. What's that? Balloon log splitters, McHale bale shutters, the whole lot, lads. There's everything here. That's Pat Brogan himself. More Landini's, lads. Oh, lads above in heaven. And look down the yard. This is nothing to where what's down the yard. We're just going to do a small bit here, and then I'm going to cut it, because we're going to be gone into massive time altogether. Case International Farmer 95C. We have a Kubota 1500 DT 4-wheel drive. I think these are a neat tractor. These are an absolutely neat garden tractor. I actually think I'd really like one. Now, the only thing that would stop me buying it, two things: I have no money to buy it, and secondly is I have a feeling they would be desperate slow on the road if you could get insured. Massey Ferguson 4235. There's a couple of Masseys here. He told me that they're lining them up for export. They're going out out foreign. I think he said they might be going to Africa. A JX90 case with a nice Rossmore loader. Rossmore Engineering. That's a nice tidy little tractor again, isn't it? Another Landini. What are you? That's one thing I could never figure out, is when fellas put on loaders, how come they don't put the badge in a certain way you get it? Oh, I don't know, I can't see the number. She's a MY Mrs 100. Jarmet. Intertech. Let me see. I think the Intertechs are Polish. I think the Jarmet are Italian. Still on. That sounds Italian. Fleming, we know that's Irish. Like I said, Fleming, the oldest manufacturing company in Ireland. Tires, they have a heap of this stuff. They're more. What makes it he? Still on. SELLON. There's a heap of them. Connor, Clare Company, all the way from County Clare. I remember Connor Engineering. A friend of mine had a wrapper belonged to Connor Engineering, and it was a brilliant Jarmet, think of that. You know, the Jarmet Grasstine Harrow, Jarmet Moors. He said that the Jarmet Moors is possibly their very, very best seller. More Fleming stuff, more Jarmet, bale handlers, Rossmore, more Fleming, Grasstine Harrows, and lads, look at that. Look at that down the yard. Jesus, lads, we're going to be here for ages. It's lashing rain, but sure, we don't care at this stage. More Fleming stuff, more Jarmet stuff, more Jarmet, Fleming toppers, Abbey toppers, Abbey Tipperary Company, Landini 4075, I4Williams trailers. There's a mad selection of trailers and transport boxes, and you know what I just see here? Fellas be mad looking for doors. Like that's a door off a 699, door off a Duncan cab, door off a Ford, don't know, door off a David Brown, grill off a Massey Ferguson. They're all here, lads. Everything is here for you. I see a lovely Fleming trailer there someplace. Door off a Zetter, another door off a Zetter, steering box off a Zetter, I would think. More I4Williams trailers. What are you? I don't know what brand that is. Lads, look at all this, look. Back around to where we were. We came down there with the class in the corner. What are we up now? We're up in 13 minutes. We'll do another couple of minutes in this video, and then we'll have to start again, because you're not going to stay with me. You might. Should be appreciated. That's a nice two-wheel drive Landini. I wonder, I know Ferguson's and all them, if you're buying a new Massey now and all this, you actually have to order a two-wheel drive. I wonder, is it the same with Landini? But there seems to be a good selection of two-wheel drive Landinis available. McCormick, what is she? C90 Max. That's a nice Rossmore order again, isn't it? A Case International. What is she? She is a JXU 115. Of course, this a 35X. 35X TVO, actually. She TVO? The one that closed down it. She's not. She's a straight petrol. There's only one tank in it. But isn't that a neat yoke? Gold belly. Now, for those of you, a bit of stupid information. For those of you that might be interested, we all know the Grey Ferguson was grey, and then Harry Ferguson sold the company to Massey Harris, but Massey Harris's were gold, so that's apparently where the gold came from. The grey was the Ferguson and the gold was Massey Harris. I wonder what does the sticker say on the dash. There's usually a name tag there, but this has gone off it. It could say Massey Harris Ferguson. That's a neat yoke. I know a fella told me one time, and the petrol TVO one, and you had to keep the engine fairly hot for to run on TVO. So what they actually did was took off all the manifold and they wrapped it in copper wire to keep the heat in on the engine. Grass tine harrows, more rotary mowers, Dietz Far, of course. Dietz is another German company. Dietz and Far were two different companies, and they amalgamated together to make one. And of course, they're a first cousin now of Lamborghini and all that kind of stuff. But I think I'm open to correction on this. I must find out again. But I think there was something like about 600 different tractor manufacturers in Germany very shortly after World War II. Oh, look at that. Nice 3130 John Deere with the older style cab. I bet you she's 70, I'm going to say 75 or 6. If I can clean up the badge. What year is she? 3130. It doesn't say. I thought it did on them. It does on my one. No, it doesn't say it. That's it. That's a nice 3130. She's before the SG2 cab. The SG2 cab is a rounded cab, for those of you that don't know. Look at this. Another Landini. This is the biggest yard of Landinis I've ever been inside in. The Vision 85. Landini 135 TDI. Another massive 390. That's the fourth one. Maybe the fifth one. And we still have oh my god, a yard of tractors to go. Now, this is the tractor I'd love. Or do you reckon it will suit me? I think it would. Landini 10,000. I drove one of these for a fella at Silage, actually Michael Graney. I drove it for a very, very short space of time. It was 1983 that I know of. The cab rotted in it. Oh my god, did the cab rot. But look at the cab in this. The cab in this is absolutely perfect. My camera's dry. The cab in this is absolutely perfect. The one I drove for Michael Graney, the window actually, the frame rotted around the window. But there's nothing like that in this. Lads, that's a neat tractor. That is a neat tractor. That now I would love. I wonder what Brogans, they send it down to me and I pay them very weekly maybe. I don't know. We'll send up the Belarus as a trade-in. She's a Mark II. I know they went as far as a Mark III. So what year is she, I wonder? Is there a number plate in it? No number plate in it. But I think the Mark III was around 1995. So let me see, is there anything in this? No, I can't see no year. Maybe there's a year inside here. I'm after finding another plate. Oh, she's a column change as well. No, I can't see no year. But I know the Mark III. The Mark III was 1995, so I'm going to say she's around 1990. Look at all this stuff. Now, there's a heap of stuff here. We're not going to go through it all. There's fertilizer spreaders, there's hay tethers, there's shear grabs, there's buckets, there's soft hands, there's a couple of loaders, there's a couple of quickie loaders, there's other loaders, there's brand new buckets, there's flimming, bale handlers, more flimming toppers, there's, I don't know what that's kind of a woofler, another woofler, loaders, there's a big set of discs over there. We're going to give a look at that. But we walk down here and we're up now. We're up nearly 20 minutes. Case International cab burnt. She an 885, a Fiat. I don't know what she is. She might be 1990. I actually saw a lovely Fiat coming up the road. Was it a 5590, something like that? No, I'm not a big fan of the Fiats. I don't really. They don't do anything for me, but they're a lovely tractor. Fellas like them, fellas collect them. They have a great history. I think to something to do with Porsche or Ferrari or someone that designed the cabinet. But of course another Italian company. We're inside an Italian yard with the Landinis. God, that's nice. A 4835 New Holland grass tires, a 6211 Zetter. Of course Zetter are, to me, Zetter are 85 years this year. Now fellas will argue with me and say they're not 85 until next year, but Zetter actually launched a company the parent company of Zetter launched a competition in 1945 for somebody to design a tractor, and they designed the first Zetter and it was launched in March 1945. So to me, Zetter was born, but that's me. Don't again, that's that. Nice Fiat, a 5066. She's the Fiat Agri, obviously. Well, she says Fiat, but she's the Fiat Agri colour design. Another Zetter, a 6911. And we're going to give a quick walk over here. We have a massive set of discs here. That is a big set of discs inside there. We have loaders. We have everything else. We give. So what we do, we walk up this line here. We have a McCormick CX100, Landini. All this stuff is for sale, lads. Every bit of it is for sale. We have another Landini, a Under Sheehan 85. I drove a Landini 85 as well one time. She's a 95. I drove a Landini 85 with the Farm Relief in Castle Island. I gave a couple of years working with him, and great tractor, pure bog standard basic tractor, but brilliant tractor. Another Landini 7880, nice again, 2-wheel drive tractor. Kerry County Council Blow and Trully have one of them. This is the exact same as that, and they're using it around the town every day, and I'd be often looking at it and thinking that will eventually go to auction, and I'd be thinking about buying it, but I have no money to buy it, so no. Another 690. Actually, where did I see a 699 the other day for sale? They're a nice tractor again, and everything is nice, by the way. Mythos 115 TD Landini. It's definitely the biggest amount of Landinis I've ever seen inside any yard. Massies. These are all them. See all them? They're all going to be in this next video, but I'm not. We're up in 21 minutes. Another Landini. Valtra Vamlet, of course, related to the Volvo and so on and so forth. Dietz Farmall 55C. Farmall. Of course, Farmall. The idea behind the Farmall was Deering International and all this kind of stuff. They came together, and at that stage there was tractors for everything. There was a tractor for a belt, there was a tractor for tillage work, there was a tractor for that, but International wanted a tractor that would do everything. Actually, Cyrus McCormick, he was the man. He wanted one tractor that would do absolutely everything for him and for the farmer, so they named it the Farmall. So Case relaunched the Farmall a couple of years ago. So if you have a Farmall, it's not, the name isn't that new. Another Landini, New Holland, cabless New Holland. Thompson, again, Thompson's Brogan Tractors in Strokestown. Oh yeah, they must have been selling Thompson, I don't know, but again, they were a copy of the Fiat, obviously. But again, lovely little tractor. I think there's a couple of them below in Kerry. I'm not exactly too sure. I don't know a whole pile about them. I don't know what engine's in them or anything. For some reason, I think, I have a feeling, now open to correction, anyone who wants to correct me, I have a feeling it's actually a Perkins engine. I'm not too sure, but look, open to correct, Case KMXU 110, Case International CX80, slightly older type. Another Case, what's that? She's a 105, a Kubota. I see a lovely Kubota today. Don't know who owned it. If you do know who owns it, I'd love to go up and make a video of it. He was just in the Limerick side of Abbeyfield, between Abbeyfield and Timperclanton, and they had a big X inside in the field and the left hand side, and they were picking up silage. And there was a Kubota, a big Kubota waiting in the next field to draw away a load of grass. So that might be another video if anyone knows who that is. 365 Massey, another Zetter. I love that type Zetter. They were I think there's something very nice about them. I like that 54, a 5340. You know, the wide cab. And of course, the idea of the wide cab came from originally in Czechoslovakia. You'd buy the tractor. In the old Zetters had a big wide seat. David Brown kind of had it as well for a while. You'd buy the tractor, and you could also use the tractor to go to mass or take the wife for the shopping over the weekend or whatever. New Holland T5060, lads, and that's only a small bit of it. Look at all this. Look at all the diggers. Look at all the diggers. Look at all the tractors. Look at everything. I'm not going to get all this into one video. We're up in 25 minutes. I'm going to cut it at this. And if you want more of this, stay tuned. Next Friday again, about 8:30, I'll have part 2 up. And the way things are looking, there's a possibility of a part 3. Alright? Please give a like, give a subscribe, and if you see anything here, please contact Pat Brogan in Strokestown, County Roscommon. And look at that. A Landini 5500. If only I had money. And a yard. And a big shed. I don't know what I do with them all. But there's some amount of stuff. That's less than half. Alright guys, see you all Friday. Oh, we're a bit foggy lads. Okay, hi guys. Pat Brogan's, Strokestown, County Roscommon. Part 2. My god, the amount of stuff that's here, frightening. Look at all the Landinis. We're going to get a quick walk. All this is in the first video. I put a link in the description below. If you want to go in and see this video, I would have put it up last Friday. The new type Landini, I love the lights. Black wheels. Pat Brogan's here in Strokestown. They're Landini dealers with over 40 years in that door. Massive store. An unbelievable store of stuff. All this is in the first video. 390s, Valtras, Masseys, Zetters, Cases, Sammys, 390s again, Valtras, McCormick's, 8360 New Hollands, 7840s, Landinis. These are the biggest Landini dealers in the west of Ireland. They're the biggest Landini dealers I've ever been inside. Horse boxes. There's a beautiful Landini 10,000 down the yard. I gave a good look at it in the first video. But look at all the boxes. Look at everything. Now we're going to explore some new territory. Look at the doors. There's Zetter doors. And there's Duncan cab doors. There's Massey Ferguson doors. There's everything up there. There's Massey Ferguson grills. That's a nice Landini again. And it's lashing rain, but that's okay, I don't mind it. I do it all for you lads. I hope you appreciate it. Rims. He told me this Massey came in only very recently, and it's actually going out for export. There's about 3 Masseys here that are going for export, and he was telling me to get them out now for export. They have to be absolutely spotless or they won't take them. I think it's going for Africa. And we've done all that line. There's all that, but we're going to give a quick walk down this line again. 50, 60 Zetters, Massey 365. Nice Kubota. Like I said, I saw a Kubota with a silage trailer on in Abbeyfield, Timperlanton, the big X harvester. I'd like to go to see it. If anyone knows who it is. MXU 110, Thompson's, New Holland, Landini's, Cases, DX, Valtras, more Landinis, Ferguson's, more Landinis, 690, nice Landini 70, 80, 80, Kerry County Council have one on the inside, a 95 Blizzard. There's a yellow yoke over there. Ruby, what's Ruby about? That'll make it the loader. McCormick in 2026 have a big birthday party lads. Looking for ideas for Kingdom County Fair if anyone knows anything. John Deere's, oh my god lads. Coon bale shredders, Thwaites dumpers, and it is lashing rain. I'm getting wet, but that's okay. Look at this, Intertech loaders. They're bringing in, Brogans are importing Intertech loaders from Poland and fitting them. I don't know. Look at all this, Jamar, I couldn't think of the name of it. Jamar sprayers. I think they're Polish or Italians, I'm open to correction. Mortal finishing topper. Oh, nice Landini over. Jarmat again. More sprayers. Today's no day for spraying. Jarmat tether. More sprayers. And the Intertech loader, you can get them in any colour you want, because I saw green ones, which is there. There's a black one over there, and I also saw a blue one. Okay, she's, I don't know what she is. I've seen them before. They're kind of a Chinese yoke, but they're doing fine. They're absolutely doing grand. They're doing fine. Don't be laughing at them. Lads, more Zetters. Zetter cost 85 years last year, 290. Okay, there's a bit of rush worm in it, but that's what I said to you, lads. There's everything here. I said that to you in the first video. There's everything here from a needle 10 anchor. There's everything here from a 90,000 euro tractor to a couple of €1,000 tractor. Vision 95, another Vision 95. Look at this, lads. 2/8 stumpers. We're gonna walk over here. What are you? I don't know what brand you are now. I can't see. There's no brand on it. Anyone tell me? T White Agricultural TH White. Okay, never heard of TH White, but yeah. This is stuff they're only after getting in. This stuff hasn't even been gone through yet. It came in from England only in the last couple of days, and it's dropped here. Look, Fleming fertilizer spreaders. Another Landini. Another, is it a Stallone topper? Hedge cutters. Somebody actually asked me for a hedge cutter the other day. There's 2, there's 3, there's 4 of them here. Far hay turner. I presume this is before they became Dice Far. Muck spreaders. Actually, what I'd love, if anyone knows where there's one, I've asked a question before, but I've never gotten a success. It's 6430 John Deere. I've never gotten success. I've a Belarus muck spreader. Looks like a little Fleming trailer. More Fleming rollers, like I told some of you the last time. More Intertech buckets, trailers, Jarmet. What are you? You're a dribble bar. Or Brandy. Oh, Abbey Machinery, of course, a Tipperary company. I'd love to get into Abbey's factory in Tipperary and see what's going on. If anyone has any contact with him, be telling them that I promote their stuff on YouTube. Jarmet, again, pan spreaders. These are a 8 yoke. I wonder, can we give a look into one of them? You load all your gear in here and it just turns, and there's a chute out the bottom. Pull that handle and you go onto the PTO, the tractor. You can also use it in, I know a fella that he was using it with a power pack on a set of forks. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 lorries and 2 Ridgets and an Arctic, and I know there's another big beaver tail outside. Fiat Fleming trailer. I knew I saw a Fleming trailer someplace. Look at this. This is another dream, right? Another wish list. I want to go to the Fleming factory. Fleming are the oldest manufacturing company in Ireland. Of farm machinery, of a lot of everything, I'd say. They're one of the oldest in Ireland. I think the oldest is actually a crowd in Dublin. They make candles. Yeah, and a bit of stupid information for you. Strokestown house, I'm after dropping a crowd there with a bus, and they told us above that whoever owned the Strokestown house going away back years and years ago during the time of the famine, and one of the years of the famine, the owners of Strokestown house actually spent €100 on candles. Okay, more Jarmet. Are they Jarmet? I think they are. 1, 2, 3. Look at all the Jarmet mowers. Pat Brogan told me that that's probably their very best seller out the gap. He said there's probably one a day guaranteed, probably up to 10 a week. I know that works out to 2 a day, but on average, I suppose, 1 a day throughout the whole year. More grass tying harrows, more Jarmet stuff. A big Abbey tanker. I have no idea what that is. It's like something to do with the army. Another hedge cutter. Another grass tying. Grass. Well, I can't even think, lads. There's so much stuff here. I'm getting twisted. An Abbey spreader. Again, anyone knows Abbey, I'd love to get in there to see the carry on. Send them the video. More Abbey tankers. Isn't that a massive tanker, actually? Actually, a neighbour of mine had an Abbey 1300 gallon, and I will tell you one thing, it did do some service for him. Of course, Abbey Machinery, again, doing all their own trading shoes and dribble bars, as we saw below. Connor Clare Company, another Abbey tanker. Class grass tying harrow. Why am I calling them a grass tine harrow? They're not. Grass tethers. Big sprayers. Big boom sprayers. More booms. Little tether, passenger tether. Another Marjet. Or Jarjet. Couple of small track Coty. K-I-O. I think, open the correction, I think these are South Korean. Brand new out of the box. Again, they had a big massive presence in Lama. So yeah, Massey Ferguson again. She looks brand new as well, actually. 1525. Tell me here that she is brand new, but there's only 0.3 hours up in it. Brand new out of the box. I wonder, is she a Massey Ferguson or is she a Massey Ferguson? What's she, a New Holland? A more Intertech loaders. Look at them all, blues, greens, blacks. And I know I saw a silver loader. Abbey machinery again. Abbey rotavators. Abbey toppers. Jarmet again, we look. Grass tine harrows. Kubota. Oh no, it didn't. Coty. It's a Coty. They look like Kubotas, but they're not. New Holland. Isika. Of course, a big thing here is the small. They're selling heap of small tractors. Kubota. Lads, we're up in 10 minutes already. Oh, mother of God. Lads, I reckon there'll be a part 3. And I'm getting pissed wet, but sure, it's fine. Okay, we're going to go over this side. There's a lovely 30-50 down the yard. Look at all the diggers, lads. We're going to start here. What are you? Hitachis. Kebelco. I'm not even going to try. They're giving out for the last time. Landini's. More diggers. And just see the way everything's lined up perfect. Everything is lined up absolutely spot on. Malone post driver got knocked over. See, they have everything. Look, they have everything from the very good deer digger down along to something that I still can't afford. Look at these yokes. 1 ton, 1.5 ton. More Kubotas. Another Kubota. Zetter 7340. Class, I'm going to say case. Look at the big shed, brand new sheds built for this. This is only recently bought, this land here. So TS115 seems to be the tractor fellas are roaring for at the moment. A 4255 Massey, a 140 is she? She's a maximum 140. Another Massey, a McCormick. More trailers. McCormick CX100. Abbey machinery. Jesus lads, look at that. That's some serious gear here, look. We're just going to walk fast. More hedge cutters. And it is lashing rain, lads. A Belvac 1650. Abbey tankers. There's no numbers on them. And if there is, I'll show. Of course, Abbey are around since when? There's a thing up on the side of the tanker. Come on. 1947. Yeah. Abbey again. Tipperary company. Connor Engineering. Clare company. Abbey again. And MX Connor. More Abbey. I for Willems. These are the trucks. See Brogans. If you see them, that's a beautiful scanny over. Brogan Tractors, Roscommon. Like I said, they have 3 trucks. I think they might have 4. And I know they have a very nice kind of, she's a big beaver tail, but she's outside the front. Belmac, Landini's, Lamborghini, an R3.9, John Deere 6145R, New Holland T6155, Landini 110, Massey Ferguson. Like, there's a double line of tractors here, lads. A farmer tractor. I think they have oh, I can't think, my head is fried now at the moment. Perkins engine, open the correction, a 290, a Kuhn bale chopper, another like a 390. Look at that, a TL90A, a Massey inside there, I can't see the number. I know there's another farmer here, 4-wheel drive version of that one. A Farm Track 80 4-wheel drive. What are you? I can't see what you are. Landini 110. A New Holland LT90. That's all this stuff is here for you. But if you are ringing them, please make sure you tell them where you saw it. MXU 110. Landini. Another Landini. Tyrone trailers. Actually, Brogans in Tuam. It was the first place I saw Tyrone trailers, and I gave a good look at the Tyrone trailers, and you know what? They're a nice trailer. They absolutely are a nice trailer. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. They do the brakes. The one I'm looking below, you could do brakes or air in it. I think that's just, or brakes or air, hydraulics or air rather. But I think that's just hydraulics. The back ramps are hydraulics. Yeah, she's just hydraulics. McCormack, is she? She is a McCormack, she's very red. Landini 100. New Holland. Oh lad. 165. Who was asking about a 165 recently? There was somebody asking about a 165. Well, it is here for you. She's exhaust on the left hand side. And she has, I would say she has the square axle. So that makes a difference. I don't know what difference it makes, but I know there's wet and dry brakes in them. What are you? 785 XL. Another Super Major, Fortune Super Major. Dites far. No lads, isn't that handsome? A 3050. I have the 3040 at home. Half thinking of selling it. Half thinking of selling the 3040. Don't know yet. Half thinking of selling it. There's another tractor after coming up, and I'll see. I don't know. 5465 Massey. Another Kubota, a Barford dumper. Barford, under any relation of Bamford. JC Bamford, JCB are also 80 years this year. Landini. What are you? McCormack? Are you McCormack? Oh no, a hat. Yeah, powered by Perkins again. More New Hollands. Landini. And an 8360. And we're up on 16 minutes. I don't want to be going over the 20, but we're kind of nearly there. But like, you could give hours. You could give hours going through this place. And like I said, it's just in Strokestown. So if you want anything here, anything, diggers, and most importantly, all the doors hanging up. If you see anything here, there's a kind of a Q cab door there, or maybe off a 710. If you see anything here that you fancy, please tell me you saw it here. Sammy, of course, an Italian company again. What are you? 90. IC key. Looks like a Kubota. It is a Kubota. Another Landini 5115H. A New Holland TL 100A. Another Massey 362. I know these are 362s and fellas are on about them, but what they basically are, open the correction, is they're kind of just slightly upgraded version of the 165 and all that kind of stuff. Another Barford dumper. Another John Deere 550/75E. That's a nice tractor, isn't it? KS Farmall. Is she a Farmall? KS International 115C. Another Dites Far. Of course, Dites and Far, two separate companies until they amalgamated. And I think I said this in the first video. After World War II, there was up and around 500 and 600 different tractor manufacturers in Germany. Everything from a small 3-wheel garden tractor up to Porsche, up to stuff like that. 698 Massey Ferguson. Nice JCB telehandler. New Holland 4835. 2-wheel drive. The New Holland TS 115. These seem to be the go-to tractor for a lot of fellas. Zetter 5340. I say she is a puncher. You don't know her look on one side and that. She is, but that's nothing major. We've a 4630 Ford, Limerick registered. Gary Brogan Tractors, Newcastle West, County Limerick. We have a Case International JXU. There's a bit of water on the lens, lads. I must wipe it. I know she's waterproof, but Case International JXU 85, a John Deere Gator, and this is our farm track. Let's give out about them. I think I'm open to correction. Yeah, that answers that. I was going to say I think they have a Perkins engine. There's nothing wrong with them. They're kind of a cheap and cheerful tractor for somebody. I know a fella in Kanturk that has one, and he seems to be very happy with it. Very happy with it. What are we? A JX. I don't know what she is. She's a little case in her. The sticker might be better on this side. She's a JX1070U. Now, what that is, I have no idea. She's possibly a Steyr. Very possibly a Steyr. In case buying Steyr, or buy out, she is a Steyr. I know, but I nearly put money in it. She's possibly a Steyr. I don't know. Go on, open the correction again. McCormick Hedge Cutters. Massey Ferguson's 5455. Renault. That's the first Renault we came across. Another McCormick. John Deere Gator. Power steering, the whole lot. New Holland TL70. Another Zetter. In the suspension trailer. Massey, I think she's a 690 over. We're going to walk down that aisle, even though we did that last time. Landini's, Massey's, more Massey's. Nice 135. I was looking at that. She's very high. She's risen up for some unknown reason. You can actually see where there was a bit welded on. 4610, 5115H, Case International 115C, another Case 115C, another 105C. John Deere, what are you? 6320, a TD90D, a 372 Massey, another Massey, a 35 or 35X. There's a lovely 35 gold belly below there. We're going to give a quick walk down this one, and we'll walk up the far side over because we did that in the last one. Zetter 5440, 365. All these are in the other video as well, lads. I think there's so much stuff here, it's frightening, lads. CX80, MXU110, Thompson. I'm not too sure what engine is in them, but she is a CNH filter. So CNH, for those of you who don't know, CNH is New Holland, a Fiat and all that kind of stuff. Farmall of course. Cyrus McCormick came up with the idea of the Farmall. He would farm everything. Dites Far, Landini's, Grasstine Harrows. She's 690, 692 wheel drive. Landini, I said that before, the Tralee County Council have one of them inside. A Landini 90. And I'm just going to give one walk up the far side. That's some size of a shed, lads. Oh my god. That's a big shed. The last time I was here, they had the footings put down for it, but the shed actually wasn't standing. That's where all the sprayers and stuff were inside. Okay, we have a ball of Zetters. What are you? 6911. We have a 5066. Another Zetter. Fiat International, and this is the one I want. A Landini 10,000 Mark II. So I reckon she's early 1990s. And she's in very good condition. I drove one, she was 1984, and the cab was rotten in it, so get one with a good cab. She's the same cab as a 699. Maybe you buy the tractor for the cab. Might be an idea. 390 Land Power 3130 John Deere. She's a 4-cylinder, is she? Oh no, she's 6. The engine's very far back in it, doesn't it? Or the whole lot back. I don't mind. The 31 or the 3040, the engine starts about here and goes away out to about here. Sprayers, jar mat sprayers, couple of second hand sprayers. Again, a Dites far. Lads, this is brilliant. The amount of stuff here, I'm absolutely, look at that, soaked. But sure, it's fine. This is grand. I'm going back for my bus. Yeah, give a like, give a subscribe. And like I said, if you see anything here, look at all that stuff. That's anything from diggers, tractors, parts. That's a nice Landini. The whole lot up along. Anything. Make sure you contact the boys here, Pat Brogan in Strokestown, or Pat Brogan here in Strokestown, and make sure you tell them where you saw it. And hopefully, if that works out, they might ask us to come back again. Who knows? Like I said, they have a massive selection of parts. They have everything inside. All these are featured in the other video. Alright guys, that's some amount of stuff. Another Landini. Happy customer. Okay guys, give a like, give a subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.